Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, The Magical Maven. My name is Heather, and today is a singles love reading for the sign of Aquarius, whether it's your sun, moon, Venus, or rising sign. So this is for the month of November 2019. However, if you're watching this at a later date because you were called to it then, it's for the next month. So we're going to start with the romance angels. So the sign of Aquarius, sun, moon, Venus, rising for the next month or for November 2019. Okay, so we have let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. And honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, let's look deeper into this because this is already looking more relationship-like. Okay, and I'm hearing for some of you, it's not a relationship, but you want it to be. Religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So if you're not religious, this is just about like your spiritual path, your soul growth, things on, maybe things like at play divinely that are out of your control. And this is where that let go of control issues are coming in. Because I'm getting for some of you might be looking for a sign and maybe something hasn't shown itself. And it's like maybe your way of trying to dictate things, like you're wanting a firm answer, you're wanting a response, and it's like right now you're not getting it for whatever reason. And it could be something where you're needing to have faith or trust in, higher power or in spirit or, whoever you, or whatever you believe in. And it's just right now there's something at play that could be larger that's taking the spotlight. And it could even be regarding your own spiritual journey or your path in life, your divine work. Take what resonates for you. Okay, I'm getting some out of drama, king or queen. So whether this, is someone you're dealing with, or it's you, again, whatever's coming through is what I say. So take what resonates. But with this let go of control issues, because control ultimately stems from a place of fear. And fear is the lowest vibration and love is the highest. So if you're in a place of control, you're not going to be in this love-based vibration. So I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. But just to kind of give you an idea, if you are in this control mode, you're not in a place of love, and that's also going to block your connection. So if you're wanting something to move forward, it's not because part of it is on you and your energy. And, and it's not to say anything about you, like, I have my own control freak that comes out about different things, so I'm not judging. I'm just saying that this is something like an energy you could be in. And for some of you, maybe it's not about you, it could be about someone you're dealing with. So just take what resonates. But this person that you maybe been dealing with, I'm getting something about being on the sidelines. So maybe it's someone that you've been dating on and off, or they've been dating you on and off. Maybe it's involving other people, whether you're dating other people, they are, or both parties. But it could definitely be something where there is this lack of commitment or involvement, and it's just hasn't gone anywhere. And maybe you're wanting to, whether you have admitted it or not. And maybe it's something that started off as supposed to be fun or playful, and maybe then their feelings got involved, and that could be where you could be limiting yourself or they're limiting themselves because, especially with Aquarius, just knowing about the sign of Aquarius, normally that's not a sign that typically gets caught up romantically in the sense of being attached. Like you're more emotionally detached, you're very independent. So sometimes romantically, this could be hard when it comes to opening up because it's just, so definitely for some of you that it could be hard for you to show like you're wanting something more than this because, you might have had your guard up in the past and maybe even still do. Again, take what resonates, that's, if your sun sign's Aquarius, you have a lot of other placements, or for you, if you, whatever, if you're watching this for your sun, moon, Venus, rising, you'll want to check out your other placements as well. If this is making, sense, or if it's not and you need to watch one of the other signs because that could resonate with you more. But, you know, again, just take what does. It's a collective reading. Let's see. There is a possibility that some of you could have traveled with this person or going to be traveling with this person. And maybe that's what you like about them or they like about you. Like maybe you live your life on the wind, you know, you're more of a free spirit. And maybe that's where, you know, but then there's this aspect of control, which is interesting because it's like these two very different energies. So, and it's possible, like maybe when it comes to one area of life, you're one way and then the other, you're the opposite. And again, take what resonates, could be the other person. And maybe I'm getting for some of you, both of you have control issues. And that's where things are getting tricky because you both are trying to control things or dictate things, or I'm getting like a cat with like a ball, like almost, you know, like, and like moving it around. I don't know. So yeah, like definitely with cats, you know, when they first start playing, it's all playful, but then they could definitely get out of nowhere, they could, you know, get fierce and feisty, and then it becomes, suddenly they seem, you know, they're not in play mode anymore, like they're in fight mode. So there could be something even like that has happened where it started off, oh, just light and keeping it casual and fun, and then it turned into something more, and then now this is where the claws are coming out. Again, take what resonates. Okay, let's see more about the romance angels for my sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Okay, that was too many. One card, please. Okay. Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So yeah, definitely this could be, this person could maybe remind you of one or both of your parents or their relationship, or it could be vice versa. Because we do attract people that will help relieve us of our wounds, meaning they touch upon those issues so then we could be aware of them, so then we could work on healing them, so then we could heal that wound and move on to a love-based relationship and partnership, right? So definitely this could be something where you or both are influencing each other and it's triggering or it's bringing up some deep wounds or issues. And some of it maybe you're not even aware of because, you know, if something happened, some trauma happened with someone in, you know, whether it was your parents, grandparents, if it's in your ancestral DNA, it passes along. And then until someone heals it, it's going to keep, you know, passing down the family line. You deserve love. You are lovable. So if you're telling yourself you are not love, you are love. We're all love. You know, it's, you know, love, like I said, love is the highest vibration, you know, fear being the lowest, love being the highest. So, you know, you might have to convince yourself of this. Maybe, you know, you haven't really been open to love fully. Or maybe, you know, you're just starting to, and it's a work in progress. You know, like I was talking in one of my other videos, when, say you're, you know, 30 years old, and then you decide now you're going to make a change because you're conscious of things. That 30 years of programming and conditioning, it's going to be hard to rewire that, right? Because that was 30 years. So just have love and compassion for yourself and realize that it's not an easy and quick journey, you know, the one to healing, the one to growth. So you are lovable, you are loved, and you don't need to get this from another person. You need to give this to yourself first and foremost. And if you embody love, you are also going to attract love. So that's something for you to think about as well. Okay, so, and I'm getting some about your soul's growth. So definitely there's going to be some spiritual lessons. This spiritual lessons and spiritual journey did come up in the Capricorn video. So if you are on the cusp of Capricorn Aquarius, you probably want to check out Capricorn, as well as if you also have Capricorn in your chart, because that was a theme in that reading as well. And all these single love readings for November 2019, a lot of healing issues are coming up. And again, it's Scorpio season. So, you know, we're being called to go within the depths of our soul. Our shadow selves are revealing themselves. You know, this is the time, you know, to deal with, you know, these deeper wounds. Okay, so from the Heal Yourself reading cards, We have victim consciousness and healing. Well, look at that. So we've already established that healing is needed for you. And this victim consciousness. So, okay, I get some of you could be playing, not the victim, but playing the martyr, which, you know, also, some of you could take on victims too. Now let's see another card. Meaning you could attract that type of personality. And this again could be go back where if one of your parents played the victim and the other parent was the one like saving them or taking care of them, that could be an unhealthy connection that you have found yourself in. So again, take what resonates, but that's something that could have happened. Help from above. This also came through for Capricorn. So if you're needing clarity, if you're needing guidance, you could ask help from your angels, from your guides, from source, from spirit, whoever you called to, pray to, speak to. And again, like there's this water in this card, so water is very clearing. And with the full moon in the card, so maybe doing at the full moon, doing like a ritual bath, doing some clearing. I'm getting something about allowing yourself to be heard. So maybe for some of you, is definitely with the blue tones in this card, which is the throat chakra that deals with speaking our truth and creative expression. There could definitely be things that you have not said, that you have not opened up about, and maybe this is where you need to speak up. And I'm getting something about have your place. So maybe you grew up in a household possibly where you were stifled, from speaking your truth, where you were told to be quiet, or, this, that, or the other. Or maybe you saw this from one parent to another, or in, a family situation, and you felt like, and I'm getting helpless even right now. But again, like from speaking your truth, there could be something there where you're not wanting to speak your truth. And it could be definitely something that it could be even like a hidden issue that you haven't really been fully aware of, that's been in the background. And maybe now you're going to be like, oh wait, actually this makes sense. Okay, hold on. That was too many. One more card. For Aquarius, what are some healing issues? Okay. What did I say? So we have inner child. So definitely there's going to be some childhood wounds that you need to get to the bottom to. And I'm getting this sadness in my heart right now. So definitely, and I'm getting, for some of you could have felt afraid. So some of you could even had a parent or someone in your family. And again, this is not for everybody, but there could be some of you that grew up in a toxic household, or where someone was very controlling, and this mentality could have been passed on. Or again, this could be if you had someone around you, like a parent who was controlling, maybe you're in that relationship with someone who's controlling of you. So again, take what resonates, different scenarios. And I'm getting that, most of you aren't wanting to confront this, because it's going to, it's definitely going to bring a lot of stuff out for you. For a couple of you, or some of you, I'm getting for some of you maybe need to go to see a counselor, to talk it out, to speak to someone, because some of these are long-standing issues that have never been talked about, never been resolved, never been dealt with. And again, like, I know therapy isn't for everybody, but this could be definitely something where I did get for some of you, you could benefit from that. And I'm hearing I'm sorry. So again, this could be something where you were afraid to speak up, speak your truth when you're younger. And even if you didn't do something wrong, you would apologize, maybe because you didn't want to make upset a particular parent, or a guardian even, because I know some people, not everyone's raised by their parent or parents. Whoever this was, I'm getting disagreeable, and maybe you don't want to be disagreeable. Again, like there's different wounds and issues coming out, so whatever resonates for you. And we have how teachable are you? This has come out a few times, I think, for Virgo and Sagittarius, but I'm hearing, have you learned your lessons? So I think for most of you, and not to say that you haven't learned other lessons, but there are certain core issues here that I don't think have been dealt with. And this is where this how teachable are you is like, you know, trying to reprogram yourself of all this, you know, past, and I'm getting harboring. So all this, you know, like sadness, pain, guilt, suffering, anything that has gone on in your life, you've had it in for so long. So this is where with this how teachable, it's like, you know, learning to be able to let that go in a healthy way, learning to heal, learning to reprogram yourself, learning to step out of your old ways of being and habits that no longer serve your highest path and purpose. Let's look at the Black Moon astrology cards. So we have Pisces. So some of you could either have Pisces in your chart. Again, you know, some of you could be on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces. Some of you could maybe be dating a Pisces, because remember we got in the beginning. Okay, for some of you too, maybe some of you aren't dating someone, but maybe this is that was your romantic pattern, and that's something that, you know, you seem to attract that same kind of partnership or person. For some of you maybe aren't dating someone. It's just that these are things that have come up. And then we have Sun Spirit. Okay, first, it was interesting because with the Sun, I was getting more of like a son as in, you know, a child. So there could be something regarding, if you yourself, you know, were a son, there were certain ways that you felt limited, or and then for those of you that were daughters, maybe like you felt there could be issues regarding like between the sexes, you know, whether, you know, you're a boy or a girl, and what conditions a parent or a guardian placed on you. There was something else I was getting and I totally lost it. Maybe it'll come back to me. Now I'm getting something about testing the waters, and it's interesting, Pisces being the water sign. So maybe some of you could even had a particular trauma where you tested the waters, and then after that, you know, you could have, that could have left you feeling powerless or scared, and, you know, from that moment, and that could even been where the throat chakra issues started. So I know this is already a heavy reading, and it's not, I know, like, and I understand, like, when you watch a singles love reading, chances are you're wanting to see, oh, I have a new love coming in, or this person's coming back to me. But sometimes it's not that way, and it's just whatever is coming in. So if this doesn't resonate for you, then it doesn't resonate for you. Again, check out your other placements, because maybe that story was for you. The story is for someone else. However, this could resonate for you, and maybe, you know, you're not wanting to hear these things. And if you don't, that's fine. But, you know, I'm just the messenger. Again, you do have, you know, like, I understand you have my compassion. Healing has come out in these readings a lot. And part of that is because I consider myself a healer before a reader, meaning that I always, whatever messages I give are to help you. You know, I'm not here to just map out your future. You know, we all have free will. I don't consider this like fortune telling. I consider this like spiritual advisement. I'm giving you guidance. I'm, you know, whatever is coming through, I'm relaying to you. So I'm hoping you're understanding this. But let's see what else comes up. So if you are dating someone right now, let's see an archetype. Okay, a couple already fell on the floor. Okay, so we have rescuer and slave. So very interesting. So remember with what I said at the, when was it? about, you know, like you could have had one parent being the victim, one parent taking care of them, you know, vice versa. Definitely, some of you could even have felt like you had to rescue your parent. Like you had to be the one that stepped in, or, you know, maybe they, you know, would get in bad fights and you, like you were the one that stepped in. With the slave, for some of you, you know, maybe again, this could go back to some traumas of one parent. Yeah, one parent could either have been the rescuer and then the one person be the savior, or, you know, and it was like obviously an unhealthy dynamic, or one person was like the one who was demanding, was in control, and the other person was like the slave, would, you know, just do what they said. And it could be both, you know, maybe like this person was the slave, but also at the same time, but they looked to this person as their savior, the rescuer, you know, but again, it was an unhealthy dynamic. And I think I had asked for the person you were dating, but again, I started talking about your parents. So again, this is like where it's coming up, where you know, could be dating someone or have dated someone, and it's that unhealthy dynamic that you were raised upon or raised in, like you saw. And whether you're conscious of it or not, you know, here it is. Okay. So again, like you could be that rescuer now, where, you know, you try to save someone, you try to step in, or, you know, that slave energy where you're like, okay, well, I have to take care, I have to give this person my all, I need to, you know, bow down to every whim. And I really don't see an Aquarius doing that. But again, like, depending on what else is in your chart, you know, because not just to say, okay, so we also have Warrior and King. So definitely there could have been, you know, whether it was your father, grandfather, male guardian, there definitely could have been like a dominant male influence. And again, this could be a woman who is very dominant, but definitely like could have been and I'm getting something about take a bow, or about, so like with that King energy, they could have definitely been like, oh, you have to bow down to me, you have to show me this courtesy, you know. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the Lover's Oracle cards. For the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Okay, for some reason I'm feeling like none of these cards are for you. I'm sorry. I'm just intuitively, hold on, let's see. I'm going to go back to the Heal Yourself reading cards. Okay, just so you know, whatever I go with is because what am I feeling intuitively. So because I'm not using the Lover's Oracle, it's just because I feel like there's not a message for you in there right now. Again, I know this is a heavy reading, I'm sorry, but again, like there's someone who needs to hear this. Take off your masks. So this is where, you know, it's like you're not speaking your truth. And this is where, oh, and I'm getting something about a show pony. I don't know. This is, so again, this could be like where a parent, like, you know, you had to project yourself a certain way to appease them, and you've constantly, even through your adult life, this is continuing on, and this is where you need to step out of that, and you have to take your mask off and show the real you, the authentic you. And for some of you, if you're like, I'm not sure even who that is because I'm so used to this, this is where you need to uncover that, and this is why this spiritual growth is so important for you. Family and tribe. Okay, I kid you not, this came out, okay, and this is what I've been talking about. This is a huge theme for you guys right now. And when I say you guys, girls, and it's funny too because Pride came out, and I'm getting wounded pride. Okay, for some of you guys, I'm sorry too. Like, this is something else that's coming through. I saw an image of someone smacking someone. So definitely there could have been some violence. I'm sorry if that happened. I really am. But it's a wound you have to deal with and face. You have to heal this. Wow, I'm like feeling emotional right now. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading into the Gilded Tarot, but I'm trying to smile. I'm trying to like, so if I look weird, it's just because I'm trying not to, wow. I'm definitely feeling this energy of sadness, so. Okay. Oh wow, and I'm feeling it very in my throat chakra. So definitely, if this resonates for you, you need to do some throat chakra work. You need to unblock it. You need to clear that energy, because I'm definitely feeling that right here. And then also with the heart too, because, obviously, I'm feeling this emotion. I'm trying to keep it under control myself, because I'm trying to, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep it together, and maybe that's a message for you even. Maybe you have tried to keep it together for so long, and that's, what you're doing. You're trying to smile. You're trying to put on this, face like, oh, everything's good and happy, when it's not. Because, yeah, I felt that pain. Okay, I'm getting like words from the wise, words wisdom, like their word is law. So again, like someone in the family definitely, like what they said, that was the law. That was, it was their way or the highway. There was no and ifs or buts. What they said was like fact to them, and that was what they put on. Okay, so we have 10 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, wow, 7 of Pentacles, and the Death card. Okay, so this is interesting because for some of you, it's like, okay, so some of you, I got this 10 of Swords. This person could have passed away. This person could have passed on already. And it's interesting because with Halloween, when the veil is the thinnest, it's also has other names, like with Day of the Dead or Samhain or, All Hallows Eve, the veil is the thinnest. And this is when our, people, loved ones that passed or ancestors could come through. So this person, for some of you, this person could have passed on. But maybe they're, you're maybe thinking of them more, or maybe like their spirit is around you, or for some of you even maybe attached to you. So that's something too where you might want to go to someone like a medium or a healer that, could help with this, like if you think that they could be attached to you, meaning that, even from the beyond, they're still affecting you. Like again, you might want, if you feel that, you might want to go to someone, because they could still be, even if they're in their afterlife, they could still be affecting you. However, there is this new beginning that is coming for you. And I feel like it's like the stable beginning within oneself, within yourself. But it's like you have to let go of this heartbreak, this pain, this deep-seated pain. And I'm not going to lie to you and say it's going to be easy, because healing is not peaceful. It's not easy. It's not always pleasant. It takes a lot, but in the long run, it's worth it. So we have the 7 of Pentacles. And so this is going to be like your hard work will pay off. But you have to close the cycle. There is a part of you that needs to, with the Death card, die off. But it's like this ego death, this mask, this facade that you've put on, and it's like letting that shit go. And I don't always like to swear in readings, but like, I needed to make my point there, and that was the word that came through. So for some of you, yeah, this person could have passed, but if not, this, you know, either way, like whether this person passed or not, there's this death that you need to go within yourself, this process, this dark night of the soul, this, you know, and if you're, like I said, if you're already in it, it's like you have to kind of clear that out. So actually, you know, this could be a powerful time for you, like, depending on when you're watching this. I mean, if I'm filming this at the end of October, so if you're watching this in November, you know, I know it passed October 31st, but that doesn't mean like you can't find a time to maybe do a, you know, releasing ritual like on the full moon, for example, because there's definitely things that you need to let go of and discard. And okay, and I'm getting something about like this mask isn't making you friends. It's not making you feel loved. So it's but again, it's because it's not the real portrayal of you. You know, it's you know, who you felt you needed to be, like who you were molded to be. Okay. So I'm just gonna get a few more cards for Aquarius. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles. So this is always what I call like my independent woman or independent man card. So for you, some of you could even be very successful in what you do, and that could be something too. Maybe you're in a vocation or a career that you were you were pushed on to this because of what, you know, you were told who you need to be or what you need to do. And maybe this is something where this is a time where you're called to take action, and you're going to discover what you've been doing isn't what is really calls to you, what isn't your passion, what isn't your purpose. But again, that's, you know, you got to take what resonates. If it's something, you know, if you're doing what you want to do and you're successful, that's great. It could just be like you still need to do that spiritual inner work. But for some of you, this also could be about your work as well. And we have this 5 of Swords. So I'm getting about lessons learned. So yeah, definitely, like for some of you, could have been already working on this and you are focused on this, you already know this, and you're in the thick of it. For some of you, this is going to be, now that you're bringing the stuff about, it's going to feel like possibly a battle after another, and it's normal. Again, don't let this stop you. Don't let this fear prevent you from doing your healing work and moving forward. And again, like there's going to be people, especially that family member, if they're still around, if you have a relationship with them, who aren't going to like this, because that means that they're not going to have this control or power over you. Same with if you're dating someone just like that person in your family, they're not going to like it because you're going to take your power back. So, but that says something about them. You're not going to want to be with that person or date that person if they're like that. Same with someone, you know, whether it's a parent or a guardian, you know, anyone who, just because they're your family doesn't mean that you need to have them in your life if it's unhealthy, if they're toxic to you and they, you know, make you feel bad about yourself. You know, they don't honor the authentic you. They don't love the real you. And it's, again, not to say anything bad about anyone else, but you need to do what's right for yourself. And for some of you, you might need to cut these cords. And when I talk about energetic cords, you always want to pull them, you don't want to cut them, but I'm getting like, I heard cut the cords, and it makes sense with the swords and this. So for some of you, you do need to let go of toxic partnerships in your life, you know, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's going to be for your benefit. And then when you clear those out of your life, you make room for others to come in. So with this family and tribe, let's see, where is it? I have a bunch of cards here. So your family and tribe. Okay, your family, like your soul tribe, you know, it's like you could have family members, people you consider family, who aren't your birth family, right? So if you've had toxic people who you were, you know, the family you were born into, that doesn't mean that you can't have new family members by either the one you create or, you know, friends you meet or whoever. I mean, there's other people that are going to love and honor the real you. So don't be afraid to be yourself. And I think I'm going to leave it there because, you know, this, I think that was a powerful message to end up the reading. And again, like I understand, like if, you know, this wasn't what you're wanting to hear, but if this was your message, this was, you know, if this resonated, this was your message. And I just hope that, you know, you do honor yourself and your growth, and know that you are lovable, that you are loved, and that your authentic self is beautiful, and don't be afraid of that. And, you know, please, you know, do your healing work. It's going to be worth it for you. So and I did feel your pain, and again, you have my compassion. So, and and yes, definitely don't be afraid of this. So I send you all love and light, and, you know, if you liked this, if it resonated, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. And yes, go ahead and watch, you know, not just your sun, but your moon, Venus, and rising as well. So love and light. Bye.